Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. This Storm Busters. It's raining so hard right now. Golly gee. Taste Challenge. Here we are, 6:21 a.m. Central Daylight Time, May 4th, 2019. Well, I wanted to start earlier, but that didn't work out. Worked at bingo last night. Didn't wake up as early as I wanted to. Still want to upload that titanium video. Check out the titanium later. Shouldn't be a problem unless we lose electricity, something like that. Today we have, or this morning we have Seagram's VO Gold, introduced in 1998 and discontinued. It was actually, see if I can get the glare off of it. Discontinued in 2017. There's still a lot of back stocks though. All the stores that sold it 2 years ago are still selling it. Got about 30% left. Aged 8 years. So the youngest whiskey in this blend is 8 years old. I'm drinking some medium roast coffee right now. Oh, we got a lot of comments. Got a new roof on the house yesterday. Today is a good test for it, right? Scrubby the editor says, may the force be with you. Anonymous says, no, just for today. Scruffy says, John Moo Karen says, good morning all. Good morning to you. Steve from Philly says, where the hell is this alcoholic? He would probably be late to his own funeral. And John Moo Karen says, maybe he died. Steve from Philly said his liver failed. We're waiting for a review of a liquor we can't get. You're right. Couldn't take these Dawn Busters anymore. They used to be at 5. Nobody knows the troubles liver scene. Maybe he fell in the toilet. Got to bring his life alert with him. No. None of those things. Just it got delayed. There's nothing I could do about it. Sorry to hold people up. I never started at 5. I used to schedule it for 5:30 and then go and kind of launch it close to 6. But the sunlight, daylight savings time has a lot to do with the problems, okay? If we didn't have daylight savings time, yeah, sure. We'd start a lot earlier because right now it'd be 5:24 and it'd be daylight. We got this artificial time that people are turning against more and more, thankfully. All right, now we're going with Heir to the Throne, Heir to the Throne. Don't know when it was introduced. Don't know when or if it was discontinued. Don't know where it's made. I just know I paid $15.65 and I bought it at Walmart. That's all I know, okay? Can't tell you anything else about it. It was imported by Rebel Spirits. That company is no longer in business. Okay, so, but like he said, he's doing a taste challenge with 2 whiskeys we can't get. Well, you probably can't get Heir to the Throne. I'd be shocked if anybody else can get it. Seagram's, yes. But you probably can get Seagram's VO Gold. If you look around, check around, you probably can get it. Be about $23 a bottle. Some stores still have it at $22.99, $21.99. Well, I don't think I've ever seen it $21.99. Then Winn-Dixie went berserk and all their liquor prices went through the roof. And I said, $26.99? I mean, their prices are insane. I don't ever go to that store unless they have some outrageous discount. I just don't go to Winn-Dixie. I'm not against them. I'm against their prices. Okay. It's finally slacking off. Cork, real cork, huh? I like that. Bingo was fine. We were selling Shamrock. I was, and a couple of other guys, but the attendance was kind of poor. I don't know why they weren't. We didn't know why there weren't too many people there. They were thinking maybe it's because of the Jazz Fest. But I told one of the guys, how many people that play bingo over here go to Jazz Fest? And he laughed and said, right, probably 0%, 1%. So I don't know what's going on. All right. But we were a little disappointed in the kind of bad turnout. Usually Friday nights hopping, you know, got a lot of action, a lot going on. All right. Appearance, I really don't see any difference. Gold and gold. Shouldn't be a problem to mix them up. I don't have to worry about glancing at it and tipping myself off. Now, what's going to happen with, there's so much happening this weekend for me. I don't know how I'm going to fit these challenges in. But this morning I was thinking, you just can't worry about it. It's not that important. It's a fun thing, but it's, you got things to do. You got things to do. But I would like to do Sundays, which is tomorrow. No joke. That would be Royal Canadian versus Heir to the Throne. Well, you might be able to get Royal Canadian now. And then the Monday was rum. I know I can't do it on Monday. No way. Got to get this hair cut. And other things. So Monday's out of the question. But I could possibly do Monday on Sunday. I don't know. I just have to kind of mix them all around. That would have, the Monday rum is Bacardi Gold versus Aristocrat. You could probably get either one of those. Bacardi Gold everywhere. Aristocrat Gold here and there. Shop around. All negative comments reported, Ron. Well, people can make negative comments if they want. All right. Here we go. Oh, I got to finish the coffee. Is the coffee going to interfere with the challenge? No, because these two whiskeys are so different from each other that it wouldn't matter if I was drinking orange juice, coffee, tomato juice, you know, or milk. It just wouldn't matter. They're too differentiated. And I'm going to probably guess it on aroma only. How long is Heir to the Throne age? We don't know. There's no age statement. Seagram's V8. Yeah, Seagram's V8. Should have had a Seagram's V8. It is aged 8 years. Minimal. The youngest whiskey's 8. That means there's ones older. Could be 10, 12, 15 years. I don't know. That's what the age statement means. The youngest whiskey in the blend. Somebody asked me that last night at bingo. He said, can you get me a drink? I thought he already had one. I said, sure. What do you want, Dave? Fill out about this much in the cup with a blended whiskey. He wanted blended, like Crown or Jack Daniels. Now, Jack Daniels, I know you're going to say, but that's straight whiskey, straight Tennessee whiskey bourbon. Yes, it is, but it's actually different barrels mingled together. They don't say blend, mingled together. But that's common. That's still a straight whiskey. It's not a blend of straight whiskeys, but anyway, I don't want to get too technical. But I put the Crown Royal in there and mixed the Sprite, and he was very happy. But then he said, where's the ice? I never think of using ice. I said, oh, I didn't know. So I went and got a cup of ice. I mean, I guess my drinking habits are so different from other people that I have trouble relating. Or I said, I'm not a bartender. Okay, this is Heir to the Throne. I'm telling you right now, it's got that funny, stark aroma, and it's like a pretty strong rubbing alcohol burn. Obviously, no rubbing alcohol. It's just like a grain alcohol. It's like, whoa, it's kind of punchy. Not the greatest thing. I don't know why it's $15.65. And believe me, that was the discount. It was probably $30 a bottle, and there was no way on earth I was paying that much. I don't care if it has a real cork and it sold in a fancy box. Soft nose. Some honey. Light caramel. Corn, of course. Some rye spice. Nectar, flowers. All right. This is the unofficial guess. Unofficially, I think this is the Seagram's, and I think that is the Heir. Don't hold me to it, but this is my initial guess. I'm going to be a little careful. I'm not going to guess on aroma only, but I think I'm on the right track. I'm almost certain. Sure hope I can walk 1.5 miles today. It's not looking too good. Not looking too good. Didn't rain for 2 weeks. All right. It was getting pretty dry around here. Got to be Heir. Got to be Heir. Okay. I don't know what that little twang is at the end of the taste. I've been talking about that, right, for a few weeks. It's some kind of, I guess it's got to be a flaw and imperfection, right? You say that's what you get when you buy these off-the-wall whiskeys from companies nobody ever heard of. I would say that's what you might get. Because remember, I bought that craft whiskey from Berkshire Mountains Distillery. Remember the New England corn whiskey? Straight corn whiskey. Distilled, aged, and bottled in that little distillery in New England. Berkshire Mountains Distillery. It was different, but it wasn't bad. It was no off flavors. And that was a craft whiskey that I didn't get any comments from anybody saying that they had it. Jeff Lyons of New England Beer Review said he had one of their, no, he was aware of the company, but he had never tried any of their stuff. That's what it was. Now, I got that bottle for $8.99. How I got it so cheap, I don't know. Didn't care. Bought it, drank it all down. Off the wall. Nobody's ever heard of it, really. So sometimes it'll be perfect. You know, to me, that was perfect. Now, our friend David calls me up and says, don't drink it. It's rancid. I said, what are you talking about? How's corn whiskey going to go rancid? I tried it. It's not good. And I said, no, it's just different. You know, you're used to mellow corn, 100 proof. He was used to, you know, mellow corn. And so it was getting him off track. I said, no, it's aged in cherry wood. Remember, they're using some cherry wood. Oh yeah, that's it. He said, I don't like it. It's junk. I said, no, I don't agree at all. I'll tell you what, these are not that different one from the other. You say it's the coffee, it's the coffee. No. You got to remember the VO is very, 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 very mild. The VO Gold is probably the same level of mildness, but it's aged 8 years. Does it make a big difference? I don't know. I didn't find the Black Velvet Reserve aged 8 years was any way better than the Black Velvet. It might have been a couple of percentage points better, right? You understand? But for 8 years, because I don't think black velvet tastes that good to start with. So you take something that doesn't taste that good, you age it 8 years, and what do you got? Older stuff that doesn't taste that good. That's the way I'm seeing it. I just don't see these used barrels making a big difference. Now, if they had a fresh, never before used barrel with alligator char and it aged 8 years, oh well now. But then it would taste like bourbon, and then people would complain. The Canadian whiskey people would say, it's like bourbon, it's too strong, I don't like the char, blah, 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 blah. Could you make a bourbon in Canada? Yeah, you just couldn't call it bourbon. You would have to call it bourbon style Canadian whiskey. It would be the same thing. That would be purely a legal determination. It would have nothing to do with the product within the bottle. Okay, it had nothing to do with the product inside the bottle whatsoever in any way. So you could be in Windsor, Canada, literally feet, not miles, feet from the US border, make a bourbon, and you can't call it bourbon. Then you cross into Detroit, make it, it's bourbon. Okay. Winnie wins. I love whiskey, but whiskey hates me. I just stick to ale nowadays. Used to love a dram of single malt scotch. Oh, yeah, it doesn't bother me yet, but I know some people whiskey really gets next to them, really messes them up, but then they're not drinking little 1 ounce samples. You know what I'm saying? If they have this is just the beginning of sorrows. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not going to start and finish with this on a day. They're going to go full bore, and it's going to end up real bad. And then if that's the case and they don't know where to stop, if they can't press the brakes and press the stop button, they probably shouldn't get in the vehicle. You know what I mean? I have a friend like that. He said, I got to learn how to control it. I said, well, yeah, you know, like, good point. After 35 years, not controlling it would be a good idea to control it. But I think it's too late, really. Health is, it's not going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out, but I hope it does. I hope it works out. But I think it's gone too long. I thought all beer starts out as whiskey. No, you got it backwards. All whiskey starts out as beer. Brewer's beer, you know, a distiller's beer. Then they make it into whiskey. They were showing that to us at the Barton 1792 distillery. She said, here's the beer, and now they're going to turn it into whiskey, you know. It's not really the kind of beer you would drink out of a can or a bottle. It's not really. You know what I mean? It's not really something you would drink. It's a base product for making things. All right. I'm feeling kind of funny about this because I started off confident, and now I'm starting to lose my confidence. Well, I still think that's the Seagrams over there because it's got that smoothness across the board. It's pretty kind of, how do you describe it? It's, if you're drinking, if your reference point, your framework for your thinking here is bourbon, just, you got to rethink it because it's not gonna, none of these are gonna taste right. So when I talk to bourbon people about Canadian whiskey, anyone they try, they all say it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, because their only experience is that. And the Canadian whiskey is really nothing like bourbon, except that they're whiskeys, but they're so different. It could, I'm glad that I just kept jumping from type to type. Bourbon, American blended, Canadian blended, blended Irish, Scotch, blended, straight single malt Scotch, and then so I wasn't shocked. Like I didn't say, oh, like if you only drank bourbon and then you drank Scotch, you'd say, oh no, you know, or vice versa. Scotch people they say bourbon, oh no, oh yuck, you know. I was watching a beer hangout one time. They aren't really very good. I used to be part of them. I stopped doing. I really didn't do it much because I had to work the next day, but I just kind of stopped. It was like not very good. So, but they were saying one guy was saying, some European guy, oh well, you Americans don't really have real whiskey, and the other guy was like, what are you talking about? He said, well, all you really have is bourbon, and then he got just flew off the handle. What are you talking about? Cursing him and everything. Bourbon is whiskey. You so and so and all. And I was just watching it and saying, both of them are right and wrong. Mainly the European guy was wrong because he didn't know what he was talking about. The other guy was wrong in the way he was defending it, not in a very good presentation. But I was thinking, I was shaking my head thinking, I'm glad I'm not part of that anymore. It's a tie. It's a tie. Like neither one is better than the other. Would I buy either one again? No. No. Heir to the Throne is all right. Seagram's VO Gold, it's all right. I mean, but it's not worth $23. It's not that much better. I would just get Seagram's VO, which the price of that's been going up, so I wouldn't buy it. So they're okay. A lot of whiskeys are like that. They're just okay. They're okay. You say, what about this? It's okay. What about that? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know why I like watching these, but it puts a smile on my face. Good, Steve. It makes me happy to make them. There it is. The rain is stopping. Good. All right, I'm going to call it. I think this is Heir to. I'm shocked in a way. I thought it was going to be clear cut, but it isn't. You never know until you do the blind taste test. People talk big. They talk big. I could tell them apart. I could tell them apart. Okay, we'll do a blind taste test. Oh no, I don't have time for that. Oh yeah, of course. Of course you don't. Here we go. Heir, please be Heir. S. Seagram's. Oh, end of that. I started having doubts. You could see it. You could see I was having doubts. It wasn't working out. I mean, early on in this challenge, when I started tasting it, I thought, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. In trouble now. Oh, well, it's a wash. Similar price point. Shadowy existence. Neither one is still made, or maybe they're still produced. You might find them, you might not. You'll never see an advertisement for either one. I know that much. The flavors are not really different. It's just, I watched all of your beer projects, says John Mulcairn. Thanks, John. I just looked at the radar. You got more rain coming up. I know. That's why I got to go walking like the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to fit it in, but it's going to be a mess. Oh, well. So this was I can't say it was a failure because I got it wrong. But in my defense, and I think I'm making a sensible defense, they're so similar one to the other that I don't think too many people watching could do it any better, really. They're just too similar. Now, the Royal Canadian, no. I don't think I'll get that mixed up. That's a little too more. It's kind of bland too, though. But I think I'll be able to tell it because it's got that Sazerac style. Black Velvet, yeah. I'll know that. I won't mix it up. I don't even like it. Black Velvet Reserve, I won't mix them up. I won't get confused. I'll just say, oh, this isn't very good. It must be Black Velvet Reserve. And then the Canadian Club 12 year, the last one. That will be a joke. I will get that in aroma only. I will say, this is Canadian 12 year, and this is Heir to the Throne. And the 12 year Canadian is so much better. And then we'll be off to American blended whiskey. People say, not that. Not more Beams 8-star. Not more Heaven Hill blended Kentucky whiskey. Not more Kentucky Gold. Not more Ancient Age Preferred. Yeah, unfortunately. All of that versus Bellows blended. You say, oh, no, no, no. I can't watch it. But you'll watch it. You know you'll watch it. All right. And then Scotch. Scotch. Scotch.